can try and make this heart earring. I tried this yesterday. I'm just using like the familiar heart pattern that I've always done. Um, and I'm hoping it will work out, but we'll have to see. So what I'm doing, because I don't have the special yarn and I actually don't know what it is. So I'm just going to be using 4-ply cotton yarn, and I'm going to pull one strand of the 4-ply cotton yarn apart. So I'm just going to pull it apart, as you can see here, and I'm going to pull it all the way and try my best not to tangle it up. I cut maybe like a, ooh, I don't know how many meters this is, but I cut a relatively large portion of yarn, and then I'm just pulling one ply or one strand of the 4 strands apart. So that's what I'm doing, and that way I can make a few hearts actually, and it should all work out as normal. Okay, so this is the heart that we're going to try and make. And yes, it is a little bit tricky to make, but let's do our best and see how it goes. We made tulip earrings the other day as well. So these are the tulip earrings, and I think they turned out really, really nicely. The thing is, I can't really connect this into the middle just yet because this is the only set of earrings I have right now. So I might be able to pull off one and then try with the other one, but we'll see. Okay, so what we're going to do is, again, I'm using the 1-ply yarn, which I've just pulled one strand from 4 strands, because my cotton yarn is actually 4-ply cotton yarn. You couldn't do this with acrylic yarn, but with cotton yarn you can, so you can pull it apart. We're just waiting for a few people to come. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is our best efforts in using a 0.9 millimeter hook. So this is really tiny now. We're definitely getting into the world of micro crochet whilst we try and do this. And we're going to just make a normal magic ring as we normally do. So nothing changes in micro crochet in terms of what you actually crochet. If you had thick yarn or medium-sized yarn, all the stitches and the way that you do the stitches is exactly the same. It's just with micro crochet, obviously it's a lot smaller, so in that sense it can become a little bit more difficult because you really have to take note of what you're doing. That's probably all I would say there. So with micro crochet, you're working very like tiny stitches, and so you really need to have good eyesight, I guess, and the handling of the fingers being pretty good. Hey, we're trying to make this heart earring. Hey guys. Oh yay, some of you are here. So we're making this heart earring. We're gonna do the best that we can. It is a little bit more difficult for me to see what I'm doing underneath this camera, just in the way that I'm positioned for this tutorial. Yesterday we made tulip keychains, so go check out that live if you haven't already, maybe after this one, and you can check out how we made these tulip crochet earrings. We didn't need wire for that, but I want to actually get some galvanized wire, maybe like 0.3 millimeter, and start creating a little bit of like different types of flowers. I want to do a sunflower, I want to do a granny square. I'm kind of into earrings, so maybe this week I'm going to focus on earrings, and then we'll get back into the normal plushies that we used to do. And if you haven't checked out already, go check out my bunnies that I've uploaded. So I'm just counting now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is number 6, because we should just have 6 single crochet stitches in a magic ring. Now, as I'm pulling this tail, I'm trying my best not to pull it too tight because I don't want it to snap. Especially because it's 1-ply yarn, so I got to be really careful there. And I am going to finish most of the rounds, not all of them, but some of them, and especially right now with just a slip stitch and a chain one. You don't have to do this, and probably as I get a little bit better with micro crochet, I probably won't be doing a slip stitch and chain one, but for right now, just because I want to be able to easily identify it, I'm going to be doing that. One thing I would probably give you a tip on is for that very first, see how I'm struggling just to even get in that first part, so I'm going to make just this again. what I would suggest as best as I can is that for the first stitch that you make it a little bit loose. Make that first stitch as just a little bit more loose compared to your other stitches, because you'll find that always getting inside that first stitch is probably the hardest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and number 6. Okay, I'm definitely clear that I've done 6 single crochet stitches there in this magic ring, and we are going to have to make this magic ring again because the heart comes in 2 parts. So now this should be a little bit easier for me to enter into my first stitch, which it is, thank goodness, and that's because I just made it a little bit looser compared to my other stitches. And I would say once you get past the first round, then you won't have too much trouble anymore, especially if you're increasing in the second round. So that's exactly what we're doing here. We're increasing now. And someone did ask me on one of my, or commented on one of my shorts or videos, I can't remember what it was, but they get stuck after the first round because they don't know how to increase, or they don't know what an increase is. So for those of you who don't know, an increase is just a single crochet stitch, as we did a single crochet stitch, but then it's making another single crochet stitch in the same area that you made that first one. And that's what you call an increase. Like, and that's just by default. If you say increase, it means 2 single crochet stitches in the one space. And then you can start getting a little bit more well, not really fancy, but depending on the pattern, if you want to specify what type of increase it is, an increase just means double. You can then say, like, if it's a half double crochet increase or a double crochet increase, then you need to actually specify those things. But if you just say increase, it literally just means a single crochet stitch twice. That's it. So now we've finished the second round here, and that was so nice and easy to do. I don't know if you noticed that, but doing that second round was so much easier than my very first round. And hopefully you get used to that as well. And not with micro crochet, like just any type of crochet really. It doesn't have to be micro crochet what I'm doing here, because in order to increase that circle, you're always going to be doing increases. And when you finished you finished the size at which you want your piece to be, then you start doing single crochet stitches all the way around. So there's no more increases anymore. And that way your piece starts to get longer and longer and taller with the size that you intended. So we're just doing that now. We're just doing 12 single crochet stitches. And we're doing that for a total of, I want to say a total of 2 rounds. So let's see how it goes. How's everyone doing today? Wow, we've already got 10 likes. That's probably more than I've ever had in 8 minutes worth. My goodness. And feel free to check out my other tutorial videos as well if you want to do that. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I hope this becomes a little bit educational for you as well, with learning how to do the heart. So you can see we have the top part of the heart, and we're going to do one more round right here of just 12 single crochet stitches. So this is cut the yarn and make another piece. So I hope that helps everyone. I don't know what happened, but it's like my internet just reconnected there. So I'm going to count 12 now. Make sure I've got 12 single crochet stitches in this round. So that's number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5, number 6. And as you can see, it's starting to curve up, but we don't want it this way. We want it the other way. Remember, we have to make sure we've got the right side. I forgot how many we said. 6, was it? 7, 8, 4 left over for this round, 9, 10, 11. Well, it must be 12. I must have counted wrong somewhere. And I'm just going to count the stitches. Hopefully we do have 12 and I'm not just making that up. So 1, there we go. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I don't even know how many I've got there. Give me 1 second, guys. I need to count this. I need to count this properly as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh dear, something's wrong. We should have 12. So I'm gonna take all of this apart and then I'm just gonna count in the next one. Maybe I didn't do an increase somewhere. That's what I'm getting worried about now. Maybe I've missed an increase. So I'm just going to take it apart. This won't take too long to fix up. Let me just count this to make sure I've got this right as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so what looks to... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, I do have 12. Okay, so it must have just been me in must have been in the third round where I did something. I don't know. Sometimes I'm distracted as well because I'm talking so much. 1, 2, let's make sure we got 12. We don't skip any. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm counting this time. 8. We've got to have 12. 9, 10, 11. And it does look better. I must say it looks better than what I had before. Because it seemed like something was missing before. Like I just didn't have enough stitches. And this time it looks like I've got the right amount. And we're going to just turn it a little bit inside out. Not inside out, the right way as we turn this over. And then we're going to do this next round. We'll just chain 1. And now we'll do this next round where we should have another 12. So I'm going to count these again because I don't want to make a mistake. And be sure that you guys are doing this as well. When you do any type of crochet, make sure you don't have to count every stitch. If you're not using a stitch marker, it's kind of a good thing to get into a habit of, especially to make sure that you've got the right amount in the round. And then, you know, if it's just like you have to keep doing single crochet stitches all the way, then you don't really have to count anymore. Just as long as you know where you began, then that's fine. But for me, like in this sort of situation where I've done my slip stitch, I'm chaining 1, and it's only like 1 round, I'm definitely going to count. Except, even though I've just said that, I've lost plays and I don't remember how many I've done. But I'm hoping for the best now because I know I haven't missed any stitches as we're coming along. I'm being very careful to go in every stitch space and not skip anything. So that's exactly what we're doing. And the nice thing about this is we have to do it all again straight after we finish this round here. Okay, so that's number 12, and then I'm going to go into the first stitch and just make a slip stitch, and that's how I'm finishing my rounds at this point. There will be a point where we start crocheting in a spiral, but not just yet. And now I'm going to cut the yarn right there. So that's all we're going to do, and we've made the very first part of our heart. And then I'll just chop this off as well because we don't need it and I don't want it to get in the way either, and we can just stick it right in there. Okay, so that's the first part of our heart, the very top part of our heart. Now we have to do that again. Isn't that great? Having to repeat everything, but it's okay because after this we will see how to join it together. So let's do this together. We've got a magic ring, and like I said, for micro crochet and even just for normal crochet as well, make sure that that first stitch that you do is a little loose compared to the rest. That's what I want you guys to be aware of. Otherwise it does become very difficult to enter into that first stitch a little bit later. So I'm making this one a little bit looser so you can definitely see it there. We want 6 in total, so here's number 2, number 3, number 4, and I am going to count this especially, number 5, and number 6. So we've got 6 single crochet stitches in that magic ring. We're going to close now this magic ring by pulling that tail. Some people make their magic rings with 2 overlaps, and so you'll have 2 tails. For cotton yarn, I don't really find that that's necessary. For other types of yarn, perhaps yes, especially if the yarn is a little bit more frail and it's easy to come apart. But for cotton yarn, that's not really, I've never had issues with it where it's snapped or unraveled, so yeah, so I don't need to suggest that to you. Okay, so we've just closed that magic ring now. We've got 6 in the magic ring. We finished the round with a slip stitch. We're chaining 1, and now we're going into every stitch and making an increase. And again, for those of you who don't know, an increase just means double. So by default, increase means 2, that's why I said double, 2 single crochet stitches in every stitch. So you make 2 single crochet stitches in every stitch, and I hope you can see that I'm doing that right there. So here's a stitch right there. I'm coming in and I'm doing a single crochet stitch, then I'm going straight back in and doing another single crochet stitch. So that's what it means when I say increase, or when you read a pattern in crochet that says increase or abbreviated INC. However, if they specify what type of increase, so it's not a default anymore, then they have to specify it with the abbreviation of the type of stitch you want to perform double of. So I hope that makes sense. So for example, if they wanted you to do a double crochet increase, they have to specify and write it as DC increase or DCINC. And that's what it means. And that's how you increase your circle as well, so it gets bigger and bigger every time. So I did an increase in every stitch. We started off with 6. Because I did an increase in every stitch, we have 12 now. Now if I wanted to make this bigger, what I would do is to I'd have a single crochet in between every increase, and that would give me 18 in the next round. And then in the next round I'd have 2 single crochet stitches in between every increase, etc, etc. And that's how you keep making the circle bigger and bigger every time. So I hope that helps a little bit. And for me right now, I'm not making any more increases because this is the exact size that I want. I don't want to go bigger than this. And so I'm just going to be doing my single crochet stitches, of which we have, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. We should have 12, 5, 6, and I am going to count this just to make sure it's correct. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and of course 12. So we are very happy because we have the right amount of stitches in our round. Okay, so we just finished that third round right there, and we're going to make this shaped a little bit better. We don't want it coming inside out over here. And now what we're going to do is just another normal round, no increases, and we'll just do another 12 single crochet stitches. So that just means I'm doing 1 single crochet stitch per previous stitch. So for example, here's the stitch. I'm coming in here and I'm doing a normal single crochet stitch, and I'll do that for every single stitch in the previous round, and that will give me a total of 12 single crochet stitches. So I hope this is making a bit more sense to you about just crochet in general, how people crochet. Of course, if you do want, I have made some tutorial videos for those of you who are complete beginners, where I show you how to hold the hook, I show you how to hold the yarn, I show you how to do a single crochet, I show you the different types of single crochet and what you should get used to practicing. I show you half double crochet and just a few other various techniques, which I think will be very helpful to you, especially if you don't know how to crochet yet. The only thing is, I'm right-handed, so if you're left-handed, whoopsie, because I don't have the correct tutorial video for you. All you'd have to do is remember that it's just the opposite of everything I'm doing. I guess I wonder if I could ever try and become left-handed to be able to do that, although that might take a very long time, so I don't know. All right, so the next thing that we will be doing is the connection part. Okay, so we're going to be connecting our two pieces together. So on this piece I cut. Remember, we cut this. But for this one, we haven't cut, and I'm not going to be chaining one either. So don't do any chains. We just completely finish it with a slip stitch. If you're crocheting in a spiral, you'll just finish on your single crochet stitch. Now, what I will do at this point, hopefully the camera can see it, is I'm going to enter just before the slip stitch in this section here. If you didn't have a slip stitch and you crocheted in the spiral, you could connect anywhere. There's no problem at all. For me, I want to go one stitch before the slip stitch. I hope you can see that. One stitch before the slip stitch. And then we will, and I really need to be careful with counting here, we will do a single crochet stitch to join these two together. So here we go, single crochet stitch right here, and I want to make this quite tight, so you do want to pull the yarn, okay? Now next, I'm not going to enter this slip stitch, because if I entered the slip stitch right now, I'm making an extra single crochet for myself. So I'm going to go right around it to the next stitch, and this will be my second stitch. So that's number 2. Number 2 stitch is complete. Now we'll just complete as normal until we get to 12. So 3, because remember there's 12 stitches in the round. 4, 5, and I do want to count this round especially because I just don't want to have any mistakes. 6, 7, 8, and don't have your stitches too loose as well. Keep them nice and tight. 9, 10, 11, and we've got one more because remember there's 12 stitches in the round for one of those pieces. So we've got 12 here. This is our 12th stitch. So you may be tempted to be like, oh, but there's one more. I need to go in here. No, this is why counting is so important. You've done 12, you're done. So you're finished that one. Now what I will do is just cut this little piece of strand here because I don't want it to get in the way. I'll push it into the center here before we get onto this second piece so we can finish that entire round where we should have 24 total stitches. So here we go. So number 1, you can see the slip stitch that I've done over here, right? I hope you can see that. There's the slip stitch, and we're going right after that slip stitch, not in the slip stitch, right after it. And this will be, pull it tight, this will be the first stitch on that second piece, or technically number 13. And we want a total of 24 because there's 12 in each circle. But let's count it as 1, so we can just count up to 12 as we go around. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember, we want 12, 7, and you do kind of have to use your fingers to get in there. So that's 7, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, please. 8, 9, 10, keeping those stitches evenly, with even tension all the way through. We've got 2 more stitches to go. 11, and last one coming up now. Just pull the yarn so we're keeping it nice and tight, and here is the 12th stitch right there. Okay, so technically we have now gone all the way around our heart. So we started from here to connect. We went all the way around. We did 12. We connected to this part and we did 12 stitches here, and that's where we're up to right now. So that was round 5. So I could write that as round 5, 12 single crochet on the first part, 12 single crochet in the second part, in brackets 24. And in the brackets, that just means that was the total number of stitches that we did. So that's how we connect it. Now the next part is just a total of 24. So we're going to do 24 stitches all the way around. So if I start here, this will be my first stitch in the first part of the heart. Then we're going on top of the slip stitch, number 2. Here's number 3. And we're going to count this one as well. So we need 24 in total. We got 4, 5, 6. I hope you guys are learning something through it. I'm trying to make it as educational as I can. I think that was 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and here's number 12. Okay, we've done 12 there, right? Now we're coming in here. 13, 14, we need 24 in total to finish that round. 15, 16, 17. We're getting there. We are getting there. 18, 19, 20. 4 more to go to finish this entire round. 21. Come in here. 22. Just want to make sure I didn't do an increase. Nope. 2 more to go. 23. And finally, I'm just going to make 24. Okay, so we've done 6 rounds now. We've connected the 2 hearts together as well. I'm just going to count. Give me 1 second. I'm coming out of frame. Take a look at this heart and you can just hold that. I'm just counting. I want to count and make sure I've got the right amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Give me a sec, because we are good. I just want to make sure it is completely good. And I just want to count that one more time. Sorry for coming out of frame there. I just need to make sure that I've got the correct amount of stitches. So let me just count that one more time. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 20. Oh, guys, forgive me. We do have 24. I just want to make sure I'm counting it correctly because it's so tiny that I just can't, I'm not counting properly. 1, 2, 3, 4, last time. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yes, we have 24. Okay, we're good, we're good. Sorry for those of you who left. I did have to go out of frame for a little bit just to make sure I was correct. And we are good. So now what we're going to do is something called a decrease, and this is so we can decrease the heart, so it can, so we've gone up to about this part here, and we need to start decreasing it so we get inwards and we make this smaller. And so we need to do this the right way. We currently have a total of 24 stitches, and so I want to make it so that we have 20 stitches in the next round. And so the way that we do that, and it is a little bit of math, but if you know your 6 times table, since we started with 6, you should be fine. So we're going to do 4 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, and then come in here. This will be number 3 and 4. And after the 4th single crochet stitch, we need to do something called a decrease. And a decrease, and we're doing the invisible decrease here. We're going in the front loop of the first next stitch, then the front loop again of the next stitch right adjacent to it. Then we'll pull the yarn through both those front loops, which I've just totally not got. But we'll do it. It is tiny, so the yarn is tiny. And then we just complete it as per normal, pulling the yarn through those two loops. So let's repeat that again. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 single crochet stitches, and then of course our decrease. Front loop again, pull the yarn through. Whoops. Pull the yarn through 2 of those front loops. Something's wrong with that front loop. Maybe it's just the position of my hand as well. I think I know why. I wasn't in the front loop. There we go. There we go. Okay, let's do it again. We've got 2 more of repeating that pattern to go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now a decrease. So again, and I don't want to make these decreases too tight either, because I want to make sure I can get in the stitch. So there we go, front loop, and finish off. And now let's do the last one to finish off this round, so that we have a total of 20 stitches in the round. So here we go. 1, 2. Hey. Hold on, give me a second to finish this round. Number 3, 4. And let's just finish with a decrease. So decrease, front loop. Remember the decrease, guys. Front loop, then the next front loop. I hope that's right. Wait, let me just make sure. I think I got it. I just want to make sure. It's so tiny and my eyes are so far away from it. My eyes are not as close as they usually are for this type of thing. And there we go. So that's the decrease right there. That looks pretty good. We've done a great job, guys. Just want to make sure now. So this is where I would start in the next space. So how did I do it? Hey, Masha. Well, we worked at 1 stitch at a time, as we've been showing in this tutorial. Well, not really tutorial, but I guess kind of tutorial at the same time. I've been explaining every single stage, so you'll be able to rewind this live and go back, and if you want to make this yourself. And you know what, even if you just had your normal yarn, guys, you don't have to have micro crochet yarn or anything like that. You can still do this pattern, and you will get a heart that is in accordance with the size that you have as your yarn. And if you don't know what the pattern is, check out my latest heart video. So for example, see this? See that heart right there? That's the heart pattern we're using, and that's in my tutorial video that I uploaded yesterday. So go check that out. And you can do that with any type of yarn. You guys can do this. I have so much faith in you all. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to go around, and we should have a total of 20 stitches. I just want to make sure that first stitch is nice and tight, because we don't want it loose, huh? Because if we have it too loose, we'll be able to see the fiber filling that we're about to put inside coming through. So that's number 2. And we need a total of 20. Number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10. So something that you can't do is get frustrated and pull the yarn, because even if you pull the yarn like even just a little bit more than what is normal, then you will definitely snap the yarn and you will not be happy after you've done that. 1, 2, 3. So even if your hook gets stuck, don't pull it. Don't pull it too much. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and number 10. There we go. So now what we will do is another decrease round. So in the last round where we did a decrease, we did 4 single crochet stitches and then we did a decrease. This time we're going to do 3 single crochet stitches and then a decrease, and we'll repeat that 4 times total. So there's number 2, and then here's number 3, and then we're going to do the first decrease, front loop, pull the yarn through, and then pull the yarn through 2 loops on the hook. Now let's repeat that. So 1, make sure you keep the yarn tight. Number 2, but not too tight as well, so you get that right tension. 3, then here's the decrease right there. In the next stitch, this is going to be the 3rd repetition. 1, 2, 3, and then do another decrease. So this is the end of that 3rd repetition, so we have 1 more to complete it. Remember, we want 4. So here we go. You got 1, 2, and 3. Finish on a decrease to finish that round, and we will have a total of, just want to make sure I'm in the front loop, just the front loop, total of 16 stitches now that we should have. And I'm just going to go all the way around doing 16 single crochet stitches. So here we go. 1, I like the rounds where we're just doing normal single crochet stitches. 2, 3, 4. It's like a break from doing decreases. Here's number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8. So we're halfway in this round. Number 9, number 10. We're more than halfway for the heart though. That was, oops, I want to make that better. Number 10, 11, 12, 13. If you come back tonight, guys, I'm trying to make a granny square earring. 14, 15, oh, get this right. Number 15, and finishing off with number 16. There we go. All right, we are getting there, guys. We are so close. Now what we want to do is another decrease round. So we did 3 single crochet and then decrease. Now we want to do 2 single crochet and then decrease. So, and we need to repeat that 4 times as well. So 1, 2, and here comes the decrease, the first one. First decrease of this round. Oh, make sure our hook is in the yarn. So here we go. Here's the decrease. Let's do that properly. There we go. Let's repeat for the second time. So 1 single crochet stitch, 2 single crochet stitches, and now a decrease. 1, front loop, pull the yarn through, pull the yarn through. That's twice. Here's number 3. 1, 2, and a decrease. Front, well, trying to get in the front loop. So front loop again, pull the yarn through. Pull it all the way. Yes, we can do it. We can do this, guys. Last one. So I want to go right here. 1, kind of squishing it now because I don't have the finger space to be able to hold it. 1, 2, last decrease, front loop, this is the invisible decrease, and front loop of the adjacent stitch, pull the yarn through and pull the yarn through. So now we have a total of 12, and we're so close. We only have 2 more rounds to go. But what we need to do at this point is add fiber filling. And we're going to do that right now. And I'll give you a little tip as well. You don't want to use your fingers. Obviously, you can't get your finger in here, right? But just get a small utensil. And what I usually use is scissors. Like, not big scissors, just like a cutter. Something like this. And this helps me poke it all the way through. So let's see how we go here. So I'm going to start off putting a little bit of fiber filling at the front or the entrance point of my heart, and I'm just gonna keep poking it in there. And this can take a little bit of time. You don't want to rush this process because you don't want to, number one, poke the scissors too hard to where you ruin the stitch. And yeah, basically you just want to be careful because you don't want to break any of these stitches, which, I mean, because they're together, they are quite strong, but you just got to be careful. That's all I would tell you. Just be careful and take it very slowly, as you can see me doing. Actually, I'm probably a little bit fast, which I apologize for you, but if you were to do this yourselves for like an earring, just be nice and slow, poking in the fiber filling as you go. It looks like nothing's going in, but trust me, it's going in. So we're just getting all of that fiber filling inside both of those heart pieces. We want to make sure that they're both even. They've got the same or roughly the same amount of fiber filling in both sides. I'm just going to chop that there because I don't want to get too much fiber filling in the way. So we'll just continue pushing in that one corner there. I kind of evenly distributed it as well, and you can see it's starting to fit in. So you see, as you're doing this slowly, it does work. The fiber filling does go in and it starts to compact itself. And so you just got to be used to the patience game with this one. It does go in, and use the best utensil that you have. I wouldn't recommend the back of a crochet hook because you'll find that it kind of just falls straight through all of the yarn. But cutters like this, it really helps to condense the yarn and make it very well stuck together. As you can see here, we've got great fiber filling in here. We've got perfect amount that I can feel. I'm feeling it's nice and tense up the top here. Tiny bit squishy, but that's okay. We want to have it a little bit squishy because we don't want these stitches to open up either. We don't want the fiber filling to be visible. And I'm just putting it in so that it comes below the next round because I don't want to have fiber filling coming in my next crochet stitches as I'm about to begin the next round. And I can also add fiber filling later before I close this. Okay, so this is good. So I can even stick my finger in there now. And what we want to do at this point is, I can't remember what I did in the last round. Did I do a decrease or did I do 12 all the way around? I feel like I did decrease. So that means in this round, I will have 12 single crochet stitches. So you can see here, 1, not coming, 1, there we go, 2, there we go. So it is a little bit more tricky when you have the fiber filling in, but not too much more. 3, you just want to take it slow, remember? 4, we're doing so well, everyone. This is number 5, number 6, number 7, and we are going to count these because we're getting close to the end now. Number 8, number 9. Don't make your stitches too big as well. Number 10, keep it nice and even, just how you've been doing it the whole time. That's number 10. We got number 11 here. And finishing off this round with number 12. There we go. So before we end this, I'm going to add just a little bit more fiber filling inside because this one is quite full compared to this one. So I'm going to just do my best to get some more fiber filling in here as best as I can. I probably also, if there is a size discrepancy between these two hearts, it's probably because for this one I did it a little bit looser with my stitches, so, and this one maybe a little bit more tighter, especially because I was emphasizing that as well to all you guys. Keep your stitches nice and tight, but not too tight. That's what I was saying almost the entire way through. But yes, keep the tension even. Whatever you do, keep that tension even so that your heart ends up the perfect size throughout. And if you still struggle with keeping the yarn tension, what I would suggest is get used to holding your yarn, especially in the left hand. That's the most important part. That's where the tension comes from a little bit. So if you do struggle with that, go to some of my holding the yarn video and you'll see how I hold the yarn and how you can keep the tension the entire way. So hopefully that helps you. I really do hope that helps. I do have tutorial videos. I've got tons of tutorial videos on this channel now. So I hope you guys start to enjoy crochet just as much as I do. And can watch those videos and enjoy making the products as well. And don't forget to tag me on Instagram if you do end up making something, because I'd love to see your finished product. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for all of the support that you give on this channel. And if you're new, welcome. Okay, so in this last round, we are going to do decreases 6 times. So this is where we do have to be very careful because we want to make sure we're completing all 6 decreases and correctly. So here's the second. We just completed the first decrease, and you want to make sure you're in the front loops as well. That's, I think, the most important part. Because it is so tiny, you do have to keep it right close to your eyes so you can see it. Unfortunately, my eyes are so far away because I'm using this camera. So I can't really see it firsthand. I'm kind of seeing it through the camera. Here's number 3. We are getting there though. We are making progress. So this is the 3rd decrease. There we go. Then we have the 4th decrease over here. And I'm trying my best not to get any of the fiber filling if I can, because I don't want fiber filling incorporated into my stitches. Of course I can take it out a little bit later, but it's no easy task. So that's number 4. Then here comes number 5. And we will have one more decrease. Oh no, 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 no. I say no because I don't want to repeat the decrease. I'm finding it so, what's the word? Microscopic. Even though I'm not using a microscope, but you know what I mean, it's tiny. There, and we've got one more. Okay. So, what I will do now is I'm going to pull this yarn out. I already pre-cut it. If you hadn't cut it, you have to cut it. And now what we will do is grab a very tiny needle. So something like this, just a really tiny needle. And I'm going to thread the yarn through the eye of the needle. Right here. So threading the yarn through the eye of the needle. So we come out right there. And then what I will do is I'm going to enter my needle through the front loops of each of those 6 remaining stitches. So here's 1. There we go. And you do want to do this nice and carefully. Number 2. Here will be number 3. I hope you guys can see this. Kind of. Here's number 3. Then here will be number 4. Number 5 right there. And last but not least, 6, because remember we had 6 stitches in the last round. I'm going to pull it, not too tightly though. You don't want to break or snap the yarn thread, just until that circle, that magic circle closes. And then I'm going to enter my needle just somewhere close, and then you can come out anywhere else and just pull it as best as I can, closing that gap. And then I'll just come over here, put the needle anywhere else. Maybe I'll come out at, let's come out over here. Doesn't matter where you come out, that's no preference at all there. Don't pull it too tightly though. And then we will cut the yarn right at the top. Boom. Okay, now look at this. We have 2 hearts. As you can see, we've made the 2 hearts. I'm going to attempt just one earring because I have worked with these earrings for so long now. I'm still waiting for my order of new earrings. And yeah, so in the meantime, I've only got this one pair and I'm like, I don't want to keep undoing it and they're all rusty and yucky. But it's the only pair I had to be able to show as an example. So maybe what I'll do is try and undo this one. If I can find the connection. So I'm going to find the point at which, here we go. So I'll just take this off here, take this out. Now I've got to find the best connection to put this on. I want to kind of have it, so I don't really want it here. I don't want it here. I kind of want to have it somewhere in the middle there, but it's going to take some work. This is where you need to be very delicate. And it's very helpful to have pliers as well to be able to help you do that. So you can see I've just like connected it there in the middle, and then I'm going to grab this part, put that on, and then close it up. Obviously this will be way nicer when I have my actual earrings that come soon. Still waiting on my order, but there you go. That's what it would look like. There we go. So that would be an earring there, a heart earring. Just a nice dangly earring, ready to wear as your own creation. I should probably start selling these, huh? But yeah, I hope you like this. I want to make a very small version of this later tonight. So we're going to try our best and I'm going to see what it looks like. So we'll need the dark brown colored yarn, a little bit lighter colored brown, the yellow and the white. I just want to make a granny square, but in the form of an earring. Now something also that could be pretty cool for your hearts is you could switch it up so you've got half red, half white, or I don't know, 2 colors, and it's like split down the middle of those 2 colors. It is possible. It just means a lot of changing yarn color as you're going along, but it is possible, and I might try and do something like that. So cool. Do you have the earring in gold? Do you have the earrings in gold? You mean this part? Yeah, this one's gold. But I will get silver. This was the only one that I had from like a very old set of earrings that I had, and I just tried to undo it. It's like, oh, I need it as an example so I can show you guys. The other day when I was starting to make a couple of different earrings, so like I made these ones on a YouTube live, then I made these ones last night, and now I'm totally into earrings. So now I just did these this morning, and we're gonna try the sunflower granny square earrings hopefully later tonight. And again, I'm gonna have to use this earring as well just to show you what it looks like. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. And yeah, you guys can definitely make these. It's not too difficult. It just requires a little bit more intricate details and watching for what you're doing. But it is possible and it is fun once you've done them. And oh my gosh, if you made these for yourself, your friends are gonna be like, what? How did you make that? That's awesome. So yeah, and if you don't have the micro crochet yarn as well, just as a tip, you'll see it at the beginning of my video, like I work with 4-ply yarn. So here's the big yarn ball that I have, and all I did was cut off a fair portion, so like maybe, oh, like 4 meters worth or something like that. And then I was very careful, because it is 4-ply. All I did was pulled these strands apart, and I pulled it all the way, and you have to be very careful. And so I'm just working with the 1-ply yarn. You could probably get away with working with 2-ply yarn as well. So you could pull two strands of the 4-ply yarn apart, but your hearts would be a little bit bigger, and that's more than fine as well. Some people like bigger earrings. They're very light. They're not heavy, so I'm sure having it a slightly bigger would not really be much concern. And just for those of you who were not aware, I used a 0.9 millimeter hook right there. I'll try and put it this way so you can see it. 0.9 millimeter hook. So that's what I used as well. I can't wait till my earrings come so I can actually make a lot more earrings and not have to work with this rusty old thing. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learned something today through this little micro crochet tutorial, I should say. And thank you so much for the likes, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. We're almost at 10k, I'm pretty sure, and I hope you enjoy the videos. There's so many tutorials for you to learn from. So anyways, guys, I'll see you later tonight if you decide to come and join. Bye!